I have a new drug, and it's toy shows. Third toy show in a year and a half. I forego all other hobbies. I love a toy show! And I got goodies to show you. Real quick, my nerd game has leveled up. Or at least, I think it has. You guys know that I have a booth at a couple different vendor malls. A fellow renter at one of the vendor malls. He's a vendor at this toy fair. So he got me in. Not only did he get me in, like how dope is that? I got to go in the day before. Some of the vendors will let you shop. I have only been to these local toy shows, but I am still impressed at how, not intense, but like, you know, it's elbow to elbow. So getting to go the day before, for free, you know, and just not being crowded and having first pick. Oh my goodness. I did not budget enough. I did not budget enough for this trip. It gets better. So not only do you get to go scope it out the day before, but the next day, when I got in for free, I got in 2 hours early. I have stood in that line to get into that toy show. I have paid the extra few bucks to get in that first hour. So X amount dollars more, get in at 9. I got in at 8 o'clock. You see? You feel me? My nerd game? Let's get started, shall we? My husband wishes I'd burn it. So I don't know about you, but I knew that was supposed to be Scrooge. Paperino? Dang, I thought somewhere in here it said made in Germany, but I don't see that. Luckily, the gentleman selling it, he said, oh, that's from Germany. First of all, I don't have enough Scrooge in my collection, and I don't think I have anything in my collection from Germany. This ain't right. It's a plush little figure. I don't know how old it is. It's got that hard, the top part is hard, and then the body is a little plush. When you look at the box, I'm gonna guess he was that red. Definitely not that red anymore. But his top hat is, so I'm assuming it's just bleached from the sun. I can't believe this box has survived. Weird, obscure, rare. It was $5. Yeah. Here, please take my $5. I'm so excited to show my husband. He's just like, please don't leave it lying around the house. Apparently he thinks it's terrifying. It is. And I love it. No, I'm not into horror. I'm into weird. And I'm into Uncle Scrooge, and I'm into vintage. Check, check, check. It was only $5, but it was my first table. And it's like less than 10 minutes. So now I'm nervous. I'm like, what if I end up spending all of my toy show money on the first day? I didn't, but I got nervous. I go to the next table. So I grab it. I'm prepared to open it and be disappointed because you see this old tape, like it's smidged. The inside is pristine. And I think it has 2 records. 2 of these little guys right here. You know, there's this tape all through it. Normally you open these and they're just color crayons, pencil, and children writing their names. Look at that with the knob. Normally, you know, I like some of those older books because I might use the art. I can't see myself taking this apart, even though she's hanging on by a thread. It's vintage. I keep saying it's in good condition, even though it's fully taped up. You know what I mean? Look. No child has scribbled all over these pages. That's what I mean. I live for this art. Oh, I love this. Painting the roses red. Tweedledee, Tweedledum, and the March Hare. Oh, I like that. there's the other record. I think just because it's a little piece of history and because it's Alice in Wonderland. We're $10 in, 2 tables in, and it's the day before. I'm winning. I think I want every Funko Ewok. Manageable? I think so. I paid $15 for him, and I think like on Amazon and Funko.com, you can still find this cat. So yeah, when I saw him at the toy show, I was like, well, at least I don't have to pay shipping and the box is pristine. But he was on my wish list. So I think he's the only thing I got that's new. Yes. But for my first day, my Funko, my scary Scrooge, and my Alice. I think I told myself try to only spend $100. So I was like, okay, if I've spent 25, tomorrow should be manageable. Oh boy. The last toy show I went to, one of the last booths I went up to had comic books. And right as I was walking up, a gentleman was making a stack. A stack like this. Oh. And I asked him, oh, you got the Disney? He goes, I got all of them. It's just the one guy shopping and the vendor, and they both nodded like he got all of them. Like he was super sweet and apologetic, but because I missed on the comics last time, you know, I made a quick lap, and as soon as I saw comics, I stopped. Guys, I started collecting comics. It'll be a year ago in June. I need to calm down. None of these are Dell. Dell is, I think, exclusively what I will be looking for in the future. These are all Gold Key, Whitman. So I've got, these are all from the 70s. But I'm after Huey, Dewey, and Louie, my junior Woodchucks. I'm after Uncle Scrooge. And I got so excited when I came across the Beagle boy. So I'm making this huge pile. They're only $2 a pop. So I've got this stack. And he's like, oh my gosh, I wish I'd have brought more. I'm like, me too, bro. So now I'm like, crap, this was more successful than I thought. I'm trying to stick to my budget. And the vendor's like, well, what's your budget? I said, $40. He goes, oh, I'll just take them. So it's less than $2. Is it $1.60, I think, a pop? I'm over the moon. I am done collecting anything that is not Dell. But number one on my wish list, my first stop at the toy show, win! Can you see? Can you see? My new favorite hobby. I mean, I guess it's not new. Lord, I love a toy show. I will be traveling. I got a problem. And a lot! Okay. One booth over. Second thing on my wish list. Did you guys watch my last haul? I got my very first Marx toy. Yes, he made those tin toys in, I think, both the 40s and 50s. These plastic toys were in the 60s and the 70s. I think this style was in the 70s. Correct me if I'm wrong, but my last haul, I was like, I want to get more Marx. I'm going to a toy show. I hope I find more. I think I paid $3 for him. He shows signs of wear, but I just love these. Who out there collects Bobble Bar? These remind me of those. I would love to see a bunch of these and a bunch of the Bobble Bars, the solid color Bobble Bars. I just think that would look dope. I don't know why. I love it. I love it. So 2 booths. I got not stuck. I was happily detained picking out all these comics, right? But I can feel the clock ticking. I'm like, oh, the people are gonna come in. The people are gonna, how? Moving on. I walked by this when I first walked in, trying to get to the comics. That's my boo right there. Look at this sweetheart. You see my little $8 sticker there? It wasn't until I get home. Made in Italy. I don't come across that every day. I'll have to put another picture on here and clean them up, see if I can get them to look a little bit. I'm like, are you just old or are you just filthy? Both, probably both. Elephant. Yeah, I don't see myself chilling out on Donald Duck anytime soon. Okay, I got these packs, right? There's just one toy in each. And this booth had all these one-off characters. So these I paid $2.50 each. This one right here, absolutely. I've had it on my wish list on eBay for months and months. You know the drill, $5 plus $7 shipping. Like, I want it, but like, I can't justify a little toy for that much cash. I'm just like, hopefully I'll come across it. $2.50, $2.50, $2.50 for these beauties. Maleficent's henchmen, the goons. There's a Jim Shore that I missed eons ago. I think I just checked eBay today and it's $800 on eBay right now. No, I'm not getting it. But it's the Carved by Heart and it's Maleficent on her throne. And Maleficent to me is the most boring part. The throne, like those big wings behind her look dope, but my favorite part is what? All her little goons. And they're in such great detail. Again, this is my opinion of the older Jim Shores. Like the snouts on these guys, their facial features, it looks just like they did in the movie. And since I won't be spending $800 on that Jim Shore, I decided I really want the playset goons. I hope they have more of these out there. They're so beautiful. This toy show, moving on. Flounder, why am I laughing? I'm laughing because Little Mermaid when I was a kid, so I'm 8, 9, 10 years old. That was the one. That was the one I watched over and over. I'm pretty sure I could recite the whole movie. It is interesting that that's my movie and I have very little merch. I hate all of the merch. I'm ultra picky. I mean, I am ultra picky baseline, right?
I have been looking for something to represent Ariel, Flounder, Sebastian.
And it's out there. It's out there in droves by the truckload, right? But I think most of it is garbage. This little Flounder, this is Flounder from the movie. Like it looks just like our favorite little guppy. I think he's gotta be an older toy. This hard plastic, the sculpt is good, the paint job is good. I love this thing for $2.50. Again, I have found him on eBay. Don't want to pay $10. So I have 2 left from her. Oh my gosh, I didn't look this up. I don't have anything to represent this short and I can't think of the name. Right? It's the little magic short and he's the rabbit that gets pulled out of the hat. Am I right? So for $2.50, I got to check that box of like, oh, I gotta represent that movie. I gotta represent that short. Any excuse to give the addict her dopamine. From Brother Bear. I know he's only one of 2, but look at that. Look at that expression. I love it. Guys, what's his name? $2.50? Okay, moving on. A vendor I remember. I remember buying from this woman last time. And I saw her and I was so excited. I like darted up to her booth and I'm scanning. Oh shoot, I gotta preface this. This is not Disney. Okay, if you're this much of a nerd, you like collecting all the things, it's not a stretch to assume I have some loves outside of Disney, correct? Can you see it? Sharptooth. The Land Before Time. Oh! Do I have any fans in the house? I remember my dad loved this movie. So of course I loved it. So I'm a toy nerd, right? I love watching other people's collections. I've discovered Pizza Hut back in the day had these hand puppets from Land Before Time, and I must have had 1 or 2 of them because I remember, I don't know if it was Ducky or Littlefoot or Sarah, but I must have, again, I saw and I was like, oh, I remember. I tried to keep just to the Disney to limit my collection. Oh, I've decided to add The Land Before Time. I'm not gonna go nuts, but I want all the ham puppets. I paid $15 for that. This is how you know you're a nerd. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. And I did it. Okay. When I went to her booth last time, I got one of these. 2004, Madame Alexander did these little Disney characters. So I got one last time, did a little research. There's 2 little girls and 2 little boys. So now I have 1 little girl and 1 little boy. Hold on, let me see if I can. Ah, he's right here on top. So this is who I got last time from her. And yeah, you can find him on eBay, but not for $2, which is what I paid for her. Oh wait, his eyes open and close. Do hers? Hers are not. Oh, they're supposed to. And then those Queen Elements. It's weird, right? It's obscure. It's different. It's... And you just don't know. You just don't know what you're gonna find. Ugh. Up next, there's a vendor there who has Tupperwares under his tables. And there's a sign there, fill a bag for $5. And I always fill the bag, mostly for work, because then I can find a bunch of toys to sell. But then I also find a few things for myself. So let's see what I got. How did this end up in there? They're all pretty small except for this one. I think it said 2009. Funko makes these. Oh, do you see can you see my blue label? I found that at one of my vendor booths. One of the booths at my vendor mall. So jacked to find that. The box is a little bit beat up, but it's the only blue label I have. I'm trying to keep my Star Wars collection to, gosh, what are my rules? Either the ladies or the critters. It's weird, I guess. Yeah, I mean, obviously Yoda's a critter, but like Ewoks. Jawas, Chewie, droids. Droids! Do you guys collect these? Are they old school Funko? I feel like they are. I feel like they were a Funko before Funko blew up. Or was it when Funko blew up and then they got creative and they're like, how do we make more money? So they made more. I don't care. I love it. All right. Oh, another droid. It's PEZ. And I was excited to get him because this droid in particular, I was a little bummed out that I don't have his Lego. I just thought the Lego looked dope, but I don't know. You can see I still have one in box that I haven't put together. So I just couldn't justify it. I'm not that big of a Star Wars nerd, so I just can't be going ham. Okay. Guys, what's his name? I did not do my due diligence before this video. The dude from, Lilo and Stitch. I want this guy's merch. I also want Jumba and Bleakley. I want something. I don't know what, but I think this is a McDonald's Happy Meal toy. Dude, his suit, his expression, those sunglasses. For a cheap little toy, man, this is what I live for. I love it. Love it. It would be dope if Jim Shore would do one of these characters. As long as he brought the details, I'd be all about it. Okay, so then we have Toy Story Barbie. I have no desire to add a larger Barbie to my Toy Story collection. So she's an ish for now. She's definitely a placeholder, but it may be that be the only Barbie I ever add to my Toy Story collection. Phoebus? Is it Phoebus from Hunchback of Notre Dame? I don't know if I'm gonna keep him. He's a great mold, great sculpt, but I don't know, we'll see. Mushu? I don't have any Mushu. He's another great example for, there's quite a bit of merch out there for Mushu. But I don't love it. Like, I hate his Funko Pop. I hate it. The Jim Shore Mushu is cute, but I don't know, I just wanted more. But for now, I like it. I don't know what it is. And for pennies, it was an easy add to bag. All right, this cat, I think he's my 3rd or 4th. Guys, is it Pain or Panic? I can never remember. Why did I get another one? Because I think this is the cleanest one I own. Yep. And each time I bring a new one home, I like swap it out because they're less either scuffed up or like that just looks like a scratch, but look at that beauty. Pain or Panic. I never know. With the eyeball from the Fates. This actually is a pain in the butt trying to get him to stand. His little feet do move.
You gotta get it just right.
Can you see that? Oh, can you kind of see that? So I've got Pain or Panic, whatever his name is, holding the eyeball. And up there at the top, right there, can you see it? Can you see it? Is the Fates. And like his little eyeballs, like he's all terrified and he's looking up. So I was like, super dorky, but kind of cute, right? What else? I don't know this dude's name. I just know he's from Recess. And I only have a VHS in my collection to represent Recess. Gosh, the military brat, right? Anybody know his name? I'm sorry, the details on his face are really good. That's amazing. So cute. And this, I was super disappointed. Okay, it's Flora, right? One of the 3 fairies from Sleeping Beauty. The face is not perfection, but it's really good. It's better than my Jim Shore. 1,000 times better than a Funko Pop. Like the proportions, right? Love it. So I grab her. I'm like, gosh, do they make the other 2 fairies? They don't. This is a paper stamp cutter. Paper. Anyway, I'm getting rid of her because I don't want to have just a Flora. I want to have all 3. How do you just make one? How do you just make Flora? So that was a waste, but whatever. We're talking pennies. So of my fill-a-bag, that's all I got for myself. Next vendor. Do you have any Disney nerds in the house? If you don't mind shopping secondhand, go to the toy show for this reason. You walk up to a booth, you find something beautiful, vintage, great condition, obscure. I never see Rutt for Peter and the Wolf. How old is Peter and the Wolf? And you grab it and you ask the dude, how much? And he goes, I don't know, $5? And you try very hard not to go, ah! You're like, okay, yeah, no, that sounds fair. And you give him $5 and you walk away. Ah! My point is, I feel like the Disney fan gets overlooked at the toy show. It's Star Wars, it's G.I. Joe, it's legit vintage. You know, the old school, the real tin toys. Ninja Turtles, He-Man, Masters of the Universe. Those are the things I see in heavy concentration. You don't see a lot of Disney. You gotta go picking, which I love to do, right? I don't mind sifting through. And I look forward to, you gotta get on the ground, you gotta look in the bins underneath the table where that's like, just cast off stuff. They're like, I don't know, maybe someone will buy. I'm the someone. And when I come along, it seems as though they're just glad, like, oh God, yeah, someone take it. $5? Oh. So that big long rant is to say, if you're a secondhand Disney shopper, go to a toy show, because I think you'll make out like a bandit. Yeah, if I even wanted to get into the Ninja Turtle game, whew, not cheap, not cheap. The Disney stuff at this point is not terribly overpriced for the secondhand market. Peter and the Wolf, oh my goodness. Look at these characters. Who watched this rerun growing up over and over and over again? Did you guys know Sterling Holloway? He has voiced so many Disney characters. But he narrates this whole flick. He's the Cheshire Cat. When I hear that voice, you know, and he does all the different, love every single character he does in this flick. That voice hits the nostalgia so, so hard. Like just talking about the narration of this, the feel good, the memories, oh man. So I may have to make some sort of display for Sterling Holloway. I don't think this has a year on it anywhere. But most of my records are from the 60s. Can you see how happy I was to spend $5? There were a couple other Disney records there. He was like, do you want the others? See, I do have self-control. I left something behind. Next booth, digging underneath the tables. But Shannon, you don't collect plush. Who told you that? This thing was foul when I found it, but I decided to swing at it. So this is Al, right? Is it Big Al or just Al? Country Bear Jamborees, I know they're part of Disney history, and as such, I think they're being phased out. I'm not mad about it. I mean, it's okay to evolve. Times change. That's fine by me. But I still want it represented because after all, this is the Disney Museum, right? So I don't have any Country Bear Jamboree. I do now. I'm going to insert some footage. I paid $10 for this filthy, nasty bear. I mean, he's not now, which is why we're so close to each other. I washed him and I scrubbed him. So much so that I washed everything off of this tag. The tag was the reason I was so happy to spend $10 because the tag really does let you in on how old it was. It didn't have a year, but the font, it didn't even say Disney World. It said Disney Characters. It said made in the US. Like, you don't see that anymore. I do have footage, thank goodness. But just as I was washing him and scrubbing him and was dousing him in stain remover, because still a little bit terrified that he's filthy. So I OD'd on the stain remover. I never even scrubbed the tag, but as I was squeezing him out and letting him bake in the sun, I noticed all of the information is off the tag. So I'm really sad about that. I believe the plush with the hard face, with the rubber face, I think that's indicative to an entire era. Am I wrong? I mean, they don't do that anymore, right? It's all fabric, it's all plush. According to eBay, he's made in the 70s. Pulled this nasty thing out of the bin, again, under the table. There's all these people around buying, you know, the fancy toys up on top. And the vendor sees me and I'm like, I hold it up, he goes, $10? Sold! And he was just happy. I don't remember exactly what he said, but it's something along the lines of just happy to have it off his hands. You're welcome. Okay, how we doing, folks? It's more Marx. I have noticed this on some of the eBay characters, that they had paint on the eyes on some of these. Obviously not all. This Minnie doesn't have any paint. The Dopey I got last week, or however many weeks ago, that didn't have any paint. I prefer them solid. I'm sure when it was brand new it wasn't that creepy, but having the paint wore off is slightly creepy. I do not care at all. It's not, I mean, it's Marx. It's Marx. It's what was on my wish list. Ah! So I got the first, remember Mickey, the second booth, and then to find these two. This one only paid $3 for. These were $5 a piece. Still a steal. Go run to eBay and look what they're going for. It's more than $5. Not a ton more, but you know the song and dance. Plus shipping, wasn't gonna do it. Look at these beauties. Do you see what I'm saying about that bobble bar? Can you guys see it? Like when Bobble Bar makes the solid colors, I know they make some beautiful, really embellished, but the solid colors reminds you, right? You see that? I was having a ball. I was just having a ball. Just take my money. Take it. All right, making laps at this point and coming to the end. Why? Child Detection Agency, you know. Just get nerdier and nerdier. Okay. Child Detection Agency truck. It was $2. Looks like it's in excellent condition. It's got the little cones, which I thought to myself, oh, I wonder if these are Toy Story cones. But, I mean, they could be Monsters, Inc. I don't know. So I'm looking at it, I'm telling myself, I don't need it. I've got Child Detection Agency represented, and then a little light bulb goes off. I'm like, this is what I went to go grab. because I see these little, I'm assuming they're for feet, right? I haven't done this yet. We're gonna see if this works. Is that it? Is that gonna work? Is this little feet? No! Oh, shoot! Okay, not even close. But yeah, I wondered, you know, a little child detection agency guy. Oh my gosh, I just realized. Oh, look! You caught me. I found out the back opened, that the cones were in there, and I was like, here's $2. And again, they were just happy to see it go and off the table. I wanna go find out. There's gotta be something that goes up there, right? Monsters, Inc. Speaking of the under the table, I found another one. This guy has Happy Meal toys, most of them in the bag, 3 for $1. Tantor, I am taking him out. I have this Tantor. You know how Tantor in the movie is just a scaredy cat, right? So apparently you wind up this Tantor and it shakes. Oh, and he's pristine. I thought my other one was great. You guys, I found this Tantor. I mean, my other one, the one I've got on display. I paid $10 for the one I have. It's so hard to find Tarzan merch. Gosh, I haven't said that in a minute. The tusks are all trashed. They're scratched up. The paint's missing. And he doesn't shake. So I'll be replacing my $10 Tantor with this one that I paid 33 cents for. I love the toy show. That's one. Let's see, what else did I get? Oh, more recess. It just says school teacher. I'm sorry, why am I holding up this bag? These are all coming out of the bags. Oh my gosh! Look at her sculpt. The details on her face in particular. The dress, the shoes, that hunch, just her arms on her hips like that. I mean, I didn't watch Recess a ton growing up, if you remember me talking about Kim Possible. Background noise. You know, I was getting too old to be watching cartoons, but just like if you plop down in front of the TV, you're channel surfing, I might watch for a few minutes. That is a good likeness. That's a good rendering of, just says school teacher. Did she have a name in the TV show or was she just school teacher? 1998. What a trip. So where's the other one? I got 2 Recess figures. And these 2 I would say are more side characters. It's my jam! Can't you just see these next to a little VHS? I love it. All right, what's next? This just says Toy Story. Not even Toy Story 2, 3, or 4. Oh no! Is this gonna stay in the bag? I really want them to come out. It's the soldiers. And they look like decent soldiers. Like they're not flimsy. They're substantial. They look just like the movie. Like I can see the details on, I'm gonna say it's Sarge's face, but you know, you can see the binoculars. You see him on the phone. I think one is holding like a metal detector. One with the binoculars up to his eye. Okay, I'm gonna hold off for now. I will insert some pictures. If I do open, I'll insert that footage, but only because it says Toy Story on it. Just plain old Toy Story. 1995. Can you blame me? All right, and these 2. Doug. These are from Doug's first movie, and it does have the Disney logo on it. I was a fan of Doug, but it was still Nickelodeon. I have really cute Quail Man Funko Pop and Skeeter. I also have a really cute pork chop that I got, I think, at the last toy show. I don't have any Patty mayonnaise. Patty, look at Patty. Oh my goodness. And then Skeeter actually gave this to a friend. And I kind of hemmed and hawed, but I was like, no, I've got a really cute Skeeter Funko Pop. I don't need it. But when I found out that he was part of a set, that there's a Patty, oh. Again, now I'm up to what, 66 cents? Kimmy, look! I got Skeeter and Patty. Kimmy's the friend who got my Skeeter keychain. Look at Patty's expression. Do you see that little smile? That is so Patty. I'm a little bummed out she's not in her normal outfit, but it looks like it's a Valentine's Day thing. I can't remember. Did I ever even watch Doug's first movie? I'm gonna go watch it now. It's happening. I gotta figure out if these ensembles are from scenes in the movie. Patty mayonnaise. So at this point, I am just making laps around the show. I have spent enough money, had to walk away from a few items, coaching myself to save more money for next year. Just making laps. Make sure you don't miss anything. There's this dude that I've walked by 4 times at this point. He's got a bunch of old school Toy Story, but it's original Toy Story 1 in box. He wants 150, 200, lots of money, which whatever, good for him. But like, I'm not there to buy that. This beauty was tucked in right next to the vendor. Right next to him. So it was on the table, but like, I'm like, is it for sale? I was just worried it wasn't for sale, and I'm just patiently waiting to ask the vendor if ham was for sale. He's like, how can I help you? I'm like, how much for ham? He goes, I don't know, 20 bucks? Is it plastic? He goes, oh no. He's like, it's porcelain, ceramic. I'm just like, oh, go ahead and check that logo out. I ran to my car wondering if I had the original. It's not. But I'd never seen the label. He was excited that it had the original cork. I mean, sure, okay. It's not the original. I'm still really glad to have it. You can find it on eBay. They're going for like 30 to 75 bucks plus shipping. A ham piggy bank. A legit ham piggy bank. I think this may be the item. Like, this is the one I'm the most jacked about. I say that, I'm like, but my Marx, my comics. I think it's ham. Yeah, my ham collection is growing. It's ham. He's kind of, I mean, he's hilarious, and he's kind of grumpy, and this is my jam. I have a type. I have a type. This is my type. This toy show. I love the toy show. I can't get enough. I'm gonna start traveling. All my money's going to toy shows. Okay, so toy show win. Win, win, success. There were only 2 items that are still haunting my dreams. Nothing haunts you like the vintage you didn't buy. I want an old school Marx, the tin toys. I found one. It was a Pluto. It was missing an ear. These things are from the 40s.
I'm so mad at myself.
You're gonna just be so mad. Dude wanted $40. And because he was missing an ear, I was like, Yeah, I went home and did my research. I'm kicking myself. On eBay right now, with missing both ears, he's going for over $100. Some are over $200. If you can find him with his ears, he's over $300. I went racing back the next morning. It was gone. A different vendor had bought it the night before. Oh! Lesson learned. My buddy, the vendor, he had 2 in-box original Herbie the love bug. They were like, yay big. Oh, he was willing to let them go for 40 bucks a piece. Like, that's a big hunk of my cash to spend, and I don't have like that nostalgia. I don't have that like. So I was like, you know what? If you can get top dollar for them, go for it. Like, if they're still here at the end of the day and I still have any money. Neither of those things came to pass. I think he got 60 or 80 bucks a piece. So he was happy and I was broke already. So, but now, oh man. If this is your first time stopping by my channel, welcome. My name is Shannon and this is my Wonderlands. Wonderland Shenanigans. Wonderland is my museum. It's my hobby. Shenanigans are the videos where you see what I've accumulated for the museum. Lots of retro vintage merch, but I do have some new merch. I love weird. I like collecting, you know, different stuff. Not your run-of-the-mill. Living for that weird stuff, that weird off-the-wall. It's a little bit of everything. A little bit of everything while I'm on a mission to never grow up, remain a child at heart. No real chore there. If, like me, you are determined to also never grow up and hold on to that nostalgia, if you like hunting for secondhand nostalgia, stick around because I don't ever see me stopping. I'm always on the hunt for Disney treasures. I love looking for the secondhand stuff. It's the thrill of the hunt, I guess. All right, guys, let me know what you thought of my haul. Go ahead and leave me a comment. Let me know if you have a favorite. And also, I just want to say thank you so much for being here. These videos are so much fun to make, and it's so much fun getting to geek out with other nerds. It really means a lot. It's a lot of fun getting to geek out. All right, guys, take care, and I will see you in the next one.